Pisces, my beautiful souls. Whether your sun, moon, rising, or Venus carries this sign of depth and dreaminess, I want to welcome you into this sacred circle. Spirit has guided you here, not by chance, but because your heart was ready to hear these words. The first card drawn for you today, the Knight of Pentacles. Spirit immediately shows me someone steady, reliable, deeply intentional. And this is not a fleeting energy. No, the Knight of Pentacles is deliberate, thoughtful, loyal. This person may not always rush forward, but their steps are sure and honest. It tells me that the one you're asking about holds true intentions toward you. They want to show up, even if at times it feels like they're moving slowly, even if they seem hesitant. But alongside it, however, we see the Four of Cups. Here lies the tension in their heart. While they long for something more, there's an air of dissatisfaction, of self-doubt, even a fear of rejection. They may be sitting with feelings of what if I'm not enough? What if Pisces doesn't want me the way I want them? This lack of confidence can sometimes paralyze them, leaving them staring at the opportunity Spirit is offering without quite reaching out to take it. And then the Wheel of Fortune. Pisces, this is destiny turning. This connection isn't random, it carries the weight of divine timing. The wheel shows me that this person feels as though life is pushing them towards something greater, something fated. Yet destiny can be intimidating, can't it? They feel the cycles turning, the pressure building, and while their heart whispers, "This is it, this is the one," their fears tug back. What if I can't live up to it? Now Spirit blesses us with such beautiful confirmation. The Ten of Cups and the Empress appear together. Oh Pisces, how powerful this is. The Ten of Cups is the dream of ultimate happiness, a life filled with emotional fulfillment, a family or chosen home built on love, and the Empress, she is abundance, beauty, creation. They see you as someone who embodies nurturing, grace, and strength. Together, these cards show us that they envision a future with you that is not just pleasant, but deeply joyful and abundant. They see the possibility of building a life that feels complete. The Ace of Swords brings clarity, truth, and honesty. Combined with the Page of Pentacles, Spirit is telling us that this person is beginning to see things with fresh eyes. They're having realizations about this connection, about you, about themselves. They may still feel young or inexperienced in love, that Page energy, but they long to take the first step, to offer something real, to express a truth that has been stirring within them. And yet here comes the struggle. Spirit gently whispers, their optimism wavers. The Oracle card, "Stay optimistic about your love life," reveals their challenge. They want to believe, they want to hope, but their mind sometimes clouds with fear and doubt. They fall into cycles of what if it doesn't work? What if I lose them? What if I'm not good enough? And that heaviness pulls them down into quiet sadness. The next message we hear from their heart is this: will you choose me? Pisces, this question is carved deeply into their soul. They worry about competition, about whether your attention has shifted to another, about whether they truly stand out enough for you to see them as the one. They confess, "I still don't have all the answers." There's confusion here, not about their feelings for you, but about the path forward. Spirit shows me them standing at a crossroads, struggling to know which way to go. They may need to make real-life changes, perhaps in career, location, or personal growth, in order to be ready for the connection they feel is destined with you. Yet through it all, their feelings never waver. You are so very special. That card falls like a blessing, reminding us that in their heart you shine above all others. And then I have so much desire for you. Their attraction, their passion, their longing for you is undeniable. Still Spirit reminds us with the card, "I'm not ready," or "I wasn't ready for this." This is honest vulnerability. For some of them, you arrived like a bolt of lightning. They had built a life, routine, a path they thought they understood. And then you appeared, and suddenly, the universe presented a destiny they hadn't anticipated. It's overwhelming, they confess. "I need to work on myself first." This isn't about not wanting you, it's about wanting to rise to meet you, to become worthy of the love they know you deserve. Yet even in their uncertainty, they proclaim, "I'll choose you in a heartbeat." Over and over again, Pisces. That's devotion. They may fear rejection, they may stumble over self-doubt, but if asked where their heart lies, the answer is simple: it's with you. And Spirit gently flips the bottom of the deck. I love you, pure, simple, true. Their love is real. The animal guides deepen this message. The octopus appears a symbol of intelligence, adaptability, and sensitivity. This tells me they are highly perceptive, often more sensitive than they let on. Their mind runs deep, their emotions ripple with subtlety, and truth matters greatly to them. The moth follows, representing beauty and transformation, but also the tendency to hide. They may retreat into the shadows, not because they don't love you, but because they are tender, vulnerable, and unsure of how much of themselves they can reveal without getting hurt. Pisces, Spirit's message here is powerful. This person loves you. They see a beautiful, abundant future with you. They feel the pull of destiny, the weight of truth, the depth of passion, but they also carry fear, fear of rejection, fear of inadequacy, fear of the unknown. They are in a season of awakening, of realizing that love is not something to be delayed indefinitely. And Spirit whispers this for you: be patient, but honor your worth. You are not here to wait forever. They must show you not only with words, but with action that they are ready to step forward. The Knight of Pentacles assures us their intentions are honest, steady, loyal. The Ace of Swords assures us truth will emerge. But the Wheel of Fortune reminds us timing is everything. So trust, Pisces. You are so very special. You are the turning point in their story. And while they may not yet have all the answers, their heart already knows the truth. They love you, they choose you, and you are the destiny they never saw coming, but cannot ignore. Pisces, Spirit is showing me such a tender and vulnerable energy here. This person carries with them a deep sensitivity, and at times it feels as though they walk through the world without much armor. They may not have the kind of shielding or defenses that others naturally put up, and that can leave them feeling exposed. Yet with you, it's different. With you, they feel safe. They feel as though they can let down those guards, even if only a little, because something inside them knows you won't take advantage of their openness. You won't prey on their softness. Instead, you feel like sanctuary to them. You understand their sensitivity, perhaps because you have a natural empathy that allows you to see beyond the surface, into the truth of their heart. They sense that you're not here to wound them, but to care for them, to honor them, to meet their vulnerability with kindness rather than cruelty. And Pisces, they cherish this more than words can say. This bond between you runs deep, deeper than logic, deeper than explanation. Spirit shows me an intuitive cord linking the two of you, a quiet channel of energy that allows you to sense one another without words. They feel your emotions, your energy, your presence in ways that sometimes even surprise them. It's a connection that goes beyond the physical, beyond the mind, straight into the soul. When we ask Spirit about their main thoughts of you, the star shines forth. Pisces, this is breathtaking. The star is admiration, hope, inspiration. To them, you are a guiding light. They adore you not in a shallow or fleeting way, but in the way someone looks at a bright star in the night sky. A light that reminds them to believe in something greater, something healing. You bring them hope. You restore their faith that love can be real, that dreams can come true. Alongside it, the Queen of Swords. This tells me they respect you deeply. They know you carry wisdom, discernment, and strength. They admire not only your kindness, but your clarity, your ability to stand strong and speak truth. Yet, paired with the Seven of Wands, it also shows me their fear. They have been through rejection before, heartbreak that left scars. They've had to grow a protective shell, to put up walls just to survive the pain. And yet you broke through. They didn't expect it. They didn't expect someone to slip past their defenses and light up their world. Now they stand in this paradox, surprised by how much they want to let down the walls, and at the same time, terrified of what will happen if they do. They long for a beautiful future with you, one that banishes the pain of the past. Spirit shows me their heart, whispering, "Please, let this be the one that's different. Let this be the love that finally lasts." Then we see the Knight of Swords. This energy tells me they often stumble over their words with you. They want to communicate, but their fear, their guard, their nervous energy sometimes cuts them off. They don't always know how to explain themselves, how to put into words what they feel so deeply. Sometimes their communication comes out rushed, clumsy, or incomplete. Not because they don't want to share, but because their heart is beating too fast to find the perfect words. They fear saying too much or not enough. And then Spirit gives us the most vulnerable confession. I'm so madly in love with you, Pisces. This isn't casual. They adore you. They treasure you. And this is why the idea of rejection or imbalance terrifies them so deeply. They cannot bear the thought of loving you more than you love them, of discovering that the connection they feel so strongly is not mutual. The idea of you being with someone else, or of this bond being anything less than what they feel, it would break their heart in ways they don't think they could recover from. When we look deeper into their feelings, the Emperor steps forward. This is someone serious, determined, ready to build. They don't just want fleeting passion, they want stability, protection, and a long-term bond. And yet, the Ace of Wands burns brightly alongside it. Their passion for you is undeniable, raw and powerful. You ignite their fire, their vitality, their drive. It's not just physical attraction, though that is certainly there in abundance. It's a creative spark, a life force that wakes them up. Then the King of Cups. Their love runs deep, steady, and quiet. This is someone who feels profoundly, who cares with their whole heart. Even if they don't always wear those feelings on their sleeve, they may not always show it openly, but inside their emotions for you are vast. And finally, the Six of Wands. They want victory with you. They want this connection to succeed, to flourish, to stand tall in the light. They imagine a future where the two of you are celebrated together, where you triumph over the obstacles and the fears. To sum up, this person doesn't just have attraction for you. They have both the fire of passion and the depth of love. To them that combination is rare, precious, and worth building a life upon. They wouldn't want to create a future with someone who only stirred desire. They want both heart and soul, love and attraction. And with you they feel they've found it. And then Spirit gives us the card of focus. I know what I want, and I can't stop until I have it. This is determination. Even in moments of fear, even when doubt creeps in, their eyes are on you. Their heart is set. Their soul whispers that you are the one they want to move toward, the one they cannot let slip away. Spirit shows me that even if they falter, even if they hesitate, their inner compass keeps pointing back to you. So Pisces, Spirit's message is this. This person is sensitive, vulnerable, and deeply in love with you. They admire you like the star, respect you like the Queen of Swords, and guard themselves like the Seven of Wands. But still their heart is breaking free. They want to build with you like the Emperor. They burn for you like the Ace of Wands. They love you like the King of Cups. And they long for victory with you like the Six of Wands. Their focus is clear. It's you, Pisces. Spirit guides us deeper now into the heart of this connection. And what's coming through so clearly is this. Once this person gains a clearer understanding of where you stand, once they feel assured of your feelings, your intentions, it's like everything inside them begins to settle into certainty. They may have wrestled with fear, insecurity, unspoken questions, but the moment they begin to feel safe in your energy, everything sharpens. Their devotion becomes focused, their intention anchored. And so Spirit gives us this beautiful truth: loyalty forever yours. The energy here is quiet, but it's powerful. This is not someone who runs at the first sign of difficulty. This is not someone who gives their heart lightly or walks away easily, like the Knight of Pentacles. Their pace may be cautious, but their loyalty runs deep. This is the kind of soul who, once they decide you're their person, remains emotionally committed through the seasons, even in silence, even in uncertainty, even when they're still figuring out the next steps. But then we also see a bolder current rising beneath the surface. Greed, I want it all, and I deserve it all. Now, don't let the word greed mislead you. This isn't about materialism or selfishness. It's about hunger. Spiritual hunger, emotional hunger, soul hunger. They don't want fragments of you. They don't want halfway connection. They want the full experience, the emotional depth, the mental connection, the spiritual intimacy, the physical passion. They crave a love that touches every part of their being. For some of you, if you're only friends at the moment, they are aching for more. They are longing for a union that's all-encompassing. They want to grow together, build together, evolve together, to create something real and lasting. And this craving, it's rooted in powerful energy combinations. Spirit brings up Scorpio and Aries, water and fire. Scorpio, the deep diver, intense, transformative, spiritually connected. Aries, direct, determined, fiery, driven. Together, this energy speaks of love that consumes, transforms, initiates. They don't love halfway. They don't pursue lightly. When they want something, someone, they want it all the way. Now we look to their intentions, and the cards continue to confirm what's been building. The Seven of Pentacles emerges first, a card of investment, patience and growth. They're not here for something fleeting. They want to continue planting the seeds of this connection, nurturing it, slowly, building a future. They're in this for the long haul, Pisces. Then the Wheel of Fortune. They know that divine timing is at play. They may even sense that fate or spirit brought you into their life. There's a deep longing in them for this to work, but also a wisdom. They understand that some things must unfold in their own time. They're willing to give this connection the space it needs to become what it's meant to be. And how perfect, as if spirit wanted to underline their vision for the future. The Four of Wands rises up from the bottom of the deck. Union, celebration, soul recognition. This is the 1111 card, a symbol that often appears when a soul connection is entering its next stage. They dream of home with you, not just a physical space, but a sense of emotional safety, harmony, and shared joy. They are willing to work for this. The Eight of Pentacles shows us their commitment to effort. They're not waiting for love to magically fix everything. They're willing to show up, to do the work, to become better for the sake of the connection. They see you as someone worth improving for, someone worth rising to meet. And yet, as we turn to their main blocks and fears, Spirit reveals their deepest shadows. The first is simply this: they don't know how you truly feel. That unknown stirs their anxiety. They can imagine going through anything for you, but what if they're walking that road alone? The Ten of Swords appears, and its message is piercing. They're terrified of being hurt, of losing you suddenly, of saying the wrong thing, of being cut off without warning. They may not admit it out loud, but the thought of this connection ending haunts them. It's a fear that lingers just beneath the surface, always asking, what if this doesn't last? What if I'm not enough? What if I'm left behind? Alongside it, the Four of Pentacles. This is the card of holding back, of clutching tightly to what one has out of fear of loss. It tells us that they're not just afraid of you leaving, they're afraid of showing too much and then being left exposed. That's why they're keeping their cards close to their chest, not because they don't care, but because they care so deeply that they don't know how to let it all out without risking devastation. And yet, in the midst of all this, Spirit offers us hope. They want to overcome these fears. They want to move past the shadows and step fully into the light of love, which brings us to the next natural question. What do they most want you to know? Their heart's whisper is this: if I knew for certain that your heart was open to me, I would give you all of me. They want you to know that they are loyal, perhaps more loyal than they've ever shown on the surface, that they're scared, yes, but not running, that they dream of more, that they feel you on levels they've never accessed with anyone else. They want you to know that your love is not ordinary to them. It is life-changing. It is awakening something in them that they can no longer ignore. And most of all, they want you to know that they're not giving up. Not now, not ever, not when it comes to you, Pisces. Spirit brings us to the final light of this reading, and it's beautiful. The story unfolding between you and this person is not simple. It is layered, it is emotional, it is karmic, and above all, it is real. The Six of Pentacles and the Hierophant open this final chapter, and what they reveal is someone who does not want to take. They want to give. They want balance, stability, and spiritual alignment. This is not a connection they take lightly. In fact, what they seek with you is something sacred, something reciprocal, something that stands the test of time. And yet, they have had to learn boundaries the hard way. In the past, they may have overgiven, fallen fast, and been drained or disappointed. And now they've grown. Now they know that real love must flow both ways. They are loyal, yes, but no longer naive. They want to give their best, but only when they feel safe, seen, and secure. And for them, you're the one they feel most drawn to give to, if only they knew you truly received it. The Page of Swords tells us they are watching, listening, waiting, not in a creepy or obsessive way, but in that quiet way that a heart watches when it cares. They hear your words, even the unspoken ones. They read between the lines. They may not say much, but your presence, your energy, it stays with them. They're always tuned into you emotionally, mentally, energetically. And then comes the Three of Pentacles, the card of shared work, of building together. This is someone who sees you as a partner in the deepest sense, not just a lover, but someone to grow a foundation with. They see you as someone they could build a life with, brick by brick, truth by truth, day by day. Pisces spirit says this connection is not all fantasy or illusion. There is something very tangible trying to form between you, but there's one catch: you must be open to receive it. And so Spirit hands you the card of receiving. I open up and allow myself to receive love in all ways from all directions. This is your invitation to let love in, not only from them, but from the universe, from life itself. The Four of Cups energy reminds you, don't get so focused on what's not here yet that you miss what is here. Gratitude magnetizes miracles. When you allow love to reach you from any source, you begin to draw in the exact love you're waiting for. When you soften, so do others. Let's turn now to their voice. Their heart whispers loud and real. The separation is killing me. I worry this is all in my head. I'm ready to act. They're on the edge, Pisces. Longing, hoping, scared. There's a vulnerability here that's tender and true. They want to take a leap, but they need to feel safe in your energy to do so. Because what they feel for you, it's not casual. I've liked you for a really long time. I feel connected to you. Can we start over? They may have buried these feelings at times, tried to forget, tried to move on, but your name is etched into their thoughts. Your presence tied to the music they hear, the dreams they see, the life they imagine. I'm falling in love. I think I've lost you for good, and it's my own fault. I wish I could tell you the truth. This is not someone who lacks love for you. It's someone who doesn't yet know how to express the depth of what they feel. They feel clumsy with their emotions, like they might mess it up if they speak too soon or too much. But it doesn't mean the love isn't real. In fact, the silence hides how overwhelming this love has become. Thank you for being so patient and understanding. You are the one. I feel sad. I love you. That's the bottom line, Pisces. This person loves you deeply, quietly, powerfully. And if there's one truth they'd want you to hold on to, it's that my heart belongs to you. They may be afraid, they may hold back, but the soul bond they feel, it's unshakable. Soulmates, we've done this before. I'm truly in love with every piece of you. So where do we leave this reading, dear Pisces? We leave it with truth, with hope, with a message from Spirit. This person's love is real, but it grows best when watered with patience, honesty, and mutual belief. Let them show you who they are, but also show them who you are. You are not too much. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. The love you've dreamed of, it's dreaming of you too. And so, Pisces, before we part ways with this message, Spirit offers you one final breath of clarity, a whisper on the wind. You were never waiting alone. Even in the silence, even in the ache, even in the long nights when you doubted if love would ever reach you, this connection was forming quietly, deeply, beneath the surface. Like seeds germinating in the dark earth, it was always becoming his soul, this person. They have felt you all along, in their bones, in their dreams, in the songs that seem to play at the perfect time, in the random moments of stillness that suddenly feel filled with your energy. Ils, du pod with your energy. They might not always know how to explain it, but that doesn't make it any less real. And Spirit says, you don't need to chase what is already yours. You don't need to bend, shrink, or force the rhythm of divine love. You are not meant to convince anyone of your worth, only to recognize it in yourself. What's meant for you will never pass you by, but it may ask you to grow. It may ask you to open, to receive, to believe again. Even if your heart has been bruised, even if you've been patient far longer than you planned to be. You see, Pisces, love, this deep love like this. It arrives when we are ready to live it fully, not just dream of it. And sometimes the delay is not a punishment. It's protection, it's alignment, it's grace. So let yourself become what you are already becoming. Let yourself love, not from a place of lack, but from a place of knowing, I am love, I am worthy, I am enough, as I am. And when you stand in that truth, everything meant for you begins to find its way, effortlessly, faithfully, beautifully. Your person, they're awakening to this too, slowly, unevenly, but genuinely. And whether they arrive tomorrow, or next season, or in another lifetime, know this: the love between you is real, the bond is sacred, and your heart is not foolish for feeling it. So take a breath now, place your hands over your heart, and whisper back to the universe, I receive, I trust, I release, I love. And with that, Spirit closes this reading, wrapping you in the light of gentle truths, so leap love, and unwavering hope. You are never forgotten. You are never too much. You are always, always held. But wait, Pisces, Spirit isn't done with us yet. There's more layers to peel back here, more truths to uncover, because this connection you're asking about, it's not just about romance, it's about soul evolution. It's about two people who found each other across lifetimes, across dimensions, across the veil of forgetting. Let me tell you what Spirit is showing me now, about the deeper currents running beneath this love story. This person, they carry old wounds, ancient ones, from this lifetime, sure, but also from others. They've loved before and lost. They've trusted and been betrayed. They've opened their heart, only to have it shattered into pieces, so small, they wondered if it could ever be whole again. And then you appeared, like dawn breaking after the longest night, like spring returning after an endless winter. You didn't just arrive in their life, you disrupted it, beautifully, terrifyingly, completely. The Tower card whispers to me now, not destruction for destruction's sake, but the kind of upheaval that clears away what no longer serves. You are their Tower moment, Pisces. You are the lightning bolt that illuminates everything they thought they knew about love, about themselves, about what's possible. They look at you and see not just a person, but a doorway, a portal to a version of themselves they've only glimpsed in dreams. You make them want to be better, not because they're not enough as they are, but because loving you feels like coming home to who they've always been meant to become. The Hermit appears now, lantern in hand. This tells me they've been walking a solitary path for so long, learning to be comfortable with their own company, building walls not out of cruelty, but out of necessity, protecting the soft, tender parts of themselves that the world seemed determined to bruise. But you, Pisces, you make those walls feel less necessary, less important. When they're with you, even in friendship, even in silence, they remember what it feels like to not have to guard every word, every gesture, every vulnerable moment. The Two of Cups flows into view, and Spirit shows me something beautiful. This isn't just about them loving you, or you loving them. This is about recognition, soul recognition, the kind that happens when two spirits remember their original blueprint, their cosmic connection. You've danced this dance before, maybe not in these bodies, maybe not in this lifetime, but your souls know each other. They've loved each other through countless incarnations, which is why this feels so intense, so inevitable, so frighteningly right. The Lover's card appears, but not in the way you might expect. This is about choice, divine choice, the choice to love, despite fear, despite past wounds, despite the voice that whispers what if it all goes wrong again. They are standing at their own crossroads, Pisces. One path leads back to safety, to the comfortable prison of solitude they've built. The other leads toward you, toward vulnerability, toward the terrifying, exhilarating possibility of letting love in completely. And here's what Spirit wants you to know. They're choosing you. Maybe not as quickly as you'd like, maybe not as loudly as your heart craves, but in the quiet moments, in the spaces between breaths, in the deepest chambers of their soul, they're choosing you. The Nine of Pentacles shows me their current state. They've worked hard to build a life that feels secure, safe. They've cultivated independence, self-reliance, the ability to stand alone without falling apart. And that's not weakness, that's strength. But it's also made them cautious about letting anyone into their carefully constructed world. You represent beautiful chaos to them, the kind of love that rearranges furniture in the soul, that asks them to make room for someone who might change everything. The Temperance card flows forward now, and I see their internal process. They're trying to find balance, trying to figure out how to blend their need for security with their desire for you, how to honor their past wounds while remaining open to future healing, how to be practical and mystical, cautious and brave, protected and vulnerable all at once. It's not easy work, this integration, but they're doing it for you, for themselves, for the love that's growing between you like a bridge, spanning the distance between fear and faith. The Justice card appears, and Spirit whispers about karma, about divine timing, about how sometimes the universe withholds what we want most, not to punish us but to prepare us, to make sure we're ready to receive the magnitude of what we've been asking for. This person's delays, their hesitations, their seemingly mixed signals, they're not rejecting you, Pisces. They're preparing, getting ready to show up as the partner you deserve, the lover whose actions match their feelings, the soul whose wounds have been tended enough to love without bleeding on you. The High Priestess reveals herself now, draped in moonlight and mystery. She speaks of intuitive knowing, of truths that exist beyond what can be seen or proven, and she tells me that you already know everything I'm telling you. Deep down beneath the doubt, and the waiting, and the wondering, you know they love you. You know this is real. You know it's worth whatever patience it requires, because your intuition, your inner knowing, your connection to the mystical realm, it's all confirming what your heart has been whispering from the beginning. This is your person. This is your love. This is your story unfolding exactly as it should. The Sun card blazes forward, and everything becomes illuminated. This connection, this love, this bond you share, it's meant to bring joy, not just the quiet contentment of a good partnership, but the radiating infectious joy of two souls who found each other against all odds. They see you as sunshine, Pisces, as warmth after coldness, as laughter after tears, as hope after despair. You don't just make them happy, you remind them what happiness feels like, what it means to wake up excited about life, about love, about the possibility of building something beautiful together. The World card completes this revelation. This isn't just a love story, it's a completion story. A story of two souls who spent lifetimes searching for each other, finally finding their way home. You represent wholeness to them, the final piece of a puzzle they didn't even know they were solving. But here's the thing about completion. It's not passive, it's not something that happens to you. It's something you choose, something you create, something you build together day by day, choice by choice, love by love. Let me pull back the veil even further, Pisces. Let me show you what they think about when they think no one is watching. When they're alone with just their thoughts and their longing and their fear, they think about your hands, how they would feel intertwined with theirs. They imagine conversations that stretch into the early morning hours, deep talks about dreams and fears, and the meaning of everything. They picture quiet Sunday mornings where the biggest decision is whether to make coffee first or stay in bed for another hour. The Two of Pentacles shows me their mental juggling act. Part of them wants to rush toward you, to declare their feelings, to ask you to build a life together starting right now. But the other part counsels patience, caution, the wisdom that comes from having been hurt before. They're not playing games, Pisces. They're protecting something precious. Their heart, yes, but also yours. They'd rather take too long than move too fast and ruin something that feels sacred. The Five of Cups appears, and I see their regret, not about loving you, never about that, but about the time they feel they've wasted in fear, the words they didn't say, the moments they let slip by because courage felt too far away. They replay conversations with you, analyzing every word, every pause, every smile, wondering if you felt it too. The electricity when your eyes met, the warmth when you laughed at something they said, the sense of rightness that settled over them like a blanket. The King of Wands reveals their hidden fire, beneath all that cautiousness, beneath the protective walls and the measured responses, burns a passion so intense it sometimes scares them. They want you with an urgency that feels dangerous, a need that goes beyond want into something more primal, more essential. They imagine protecting you, not because you need protection, but because loving someone means wanting to shield them from every hurt, every disappointment, every cruel word the world might throw. They fantasize about being your safe harbor, your soft place to land, your constant in a world that often feels chaotic. The Three of Cups shows me their dreams of shared joy. They picture introducing you to their family, their friends. They imagine holidays and birthdays and ordinary Tuesday nights made special just by your presence. They see you woven into the fabric of their life so completely that they can't remember what it felt like before you. But then, the Five of Swords creeps in, whispering doubts. What if they're not enough? What if their love feels too heavy, too intense, too much? What if you need someone lighter, easier, less complicated by old wounds and careful hearts? These thoughts torture them sometimes. Keep them up at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering if they should just tell you everything or continue protecting what feels too fragile for daylight. The Ace of Cups overflows with emotion. Their love for you isn't just a feeling, it's a force of nature. It's changed the way they see themselves, the way they see the world, the way they see what's possible. You've awakened something in them that was dormant, maybe even dead. They catch themselves smiling at random moments, remembering something you said. They find your energy in songs on the radio, in sunsets that remind them of your eyes, in quiet moments that feel touched by your essence, even when you're not there. The Page of Cups brings messages of creative inspiration. You've become their muse without even trying. They find themselves writing, drawing, creating things they never would have made before you walked into their life. You've unlocked a part of them that they thought was lost forever. And the Queen of Pentacles whispers of their practical dreams. They don't just want to love you, they want to build with you. A home that feels like sanctuary, a partnership that grows stronger with time. A love that can weather storms and celebrate victories and find joy in the mundane magic of shared life. Now, Pisces, let's talk about what comes next. Because Spirit isn't just here to tell you about feelings. Spirit is here to guide you toward the love you're meant to live. The Eight of Wands flies forward, bringing news of acceleration. Things that have been moving slowly are about to pick up speed. Energy that's been building beneath the surface is ready to break through. The universe is tired of this dance of hesitation and ready to push both of you toward the truth. But first, the Death card appears. Don't panic, this isn't literal death, this is transformation. The death of old patterns, old fears, old ways of protecting yourself that no longer serve. Both of you are being called to let something die, so something new can be born. For them it might be the fear of vulnerability, the belief that love always leads to loss, the habit of holding back when they want to rush forward. For you it might be the story that you have to wait for love, that you're not worthy of someone choosing you quickly, certainly, completely, that you have to prove your worth, instead of simply being worthy as you are. The Hanged Man shows me the suspension period you've both been in. This time of waiting, of wondering, of seeing things from a different angle. But that suspension is ending. The shift is coming. The new perspective has been gained. The Fool appears with a message of new beginnings. Someone is going to have to take a leap of faith, to step off the cliff of the known into the unknown, of what could be. And Spirit is showing me that it might be you, Pisces. Not because they don't want to, but because they're still learning how to be brave. Still practicing what it means to love without armor. Still figuring out how to trust that this time might be different. Your courage could be the key that unlocks everything. Your willingness to be vulnerable first, to speak truth first, to choose love first, it could be the invitation they're waiting for. The Magician reveals your power in this situation. You have everything you need to manifest the love you want. The tools are at your disposal: your intuition, your compassion, your ability to see beyond fear to the love that's trying to emerge. You're not powerless here, waiting for them to decide your fate. You're a co-creator of this love story. Your energy, your choices, your willingness to stay open or close down, it all matters. It all contributes to the outcome. The star reminds you to keep hope alive. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, even when the silence stretches longer than you'd like, even when doubt whispers that maybe you're imagining it all, you're not imagining it. The love is real, the connection is real, the future you've been dreaming of. It's real too. It just needs a little more time to fully manifest in the physical realm. The Moon card warns of illusions, but also speaks to the power of intuition. Don't let your mind talk you out of what your heart knows. Don't let fear dress up as logic and convince you that this love isn't worth waiting for. Trust the part of you that knows, that has always known, that recognized something eternal in their eyes, the first time you met, and now Pisces. Spirit brings us to the final message, the one they've been saving for last. The truth that changes everything. This person you're asking about, they're not just going to love you, they're going to choose you, not just once, in some grand romantic gesture, but every day, in small moments and big ones, in easy times and difficult ones. The Ten of Pentacles shows me your future together, not just romance but partnership, not just passion but stability, not just love but legacy. You're going to build something that lasts, something that matters, something that makes the world a little more beautiful just by existing. They see you in their future not as a possibility, but as an inevitability. They're not wondering if you belong there. They're preparing to make space for you. The Wheel of Fortune spins again, reminding us that cycles are changing. The waiting period is ending. The fear is losing its grip. The love is ready to step into the light. And Spirit shows me you, Pisces, finally understanding your worth, finally seeing yourself through the eyes of someone who loves you completely, finally believing that you deserve everything you've been dreaming of. This love isn't going to complete you. You're already complete, but it's going to celebrate you, honor you, choose you, every day, in every way that matters. The World card appears one final time, and with it comes the knowing. This is it. This is your person. This is your love. This is the story you came here to live. Stop questioning whether you deserve it. Stop wondering if it's too good to be true. Stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. Love has found you. Love has chosen you. Love is ready to build a life with you. All you have to do is say yes. Yes to possibility. Yes to vulnerability. Yes to the beautiful, terrifying, wonderful adventure of letting yourself be completely, utterly, thoroughly loved. Your person is waiting. Your future is calling. Your heart knows the way. Trust it. Trust them. Trust love. It's time. Thanks for watching. Click here to check out another video.